With Los Angeles Times, I'm Lindsey Thiry, joined by beat reporter Gary Klein. We're on the campus of USC in front of Tommy Trojan, who actually has a bear hanging from his sword. And why else? Well, it's USC-UCLA rivalry week. The two teams playing at the Rose Bowl on Saturday. But Gary, the news this week at USC hasn't necessarily been all about the rivalry matchup. It's been about USC's Josh Shaw, who returned to practice this week.
That's right, Lindsey. Josh Shaw reinstated to the team on Tuesday. He practiced. He is going to play in this game, according to Steve Sarkisian. What his role will be, we won't know, but it could range from playing on special teams to playing a little bit in the secondary to being a guy who could really be a difference maker for them. He has stayed in shape while he was away. He missed 10 games, but on defense, rather than offense where you've got to get in and very intricate, they tell him go in there and cover a guy one-on-one. That's probably something he could do. So it'll be really interesting to watch how Josh Shaw's role unfolds in this game. All
right, so let's stay on the defensive side of the ball for the Trojans. The key to that for them is really going to be slowing down UCLA quarterback Brett Hundley. USC had a huge problem earlier this season slowing down a mobile quarterback at Boston College. What do you think they've done, and what do you think they've learned to rectify that problem?
Well, in that game against Boston College, Tyler Murphy ran all over them by keying on Leonard Williams, USC's All-American defensive tackle, just reading what he was going to do. Talked to Williams this week. He's talked about how they've shored things up. They're playing that kind of situation better. But it's going to take more than Leonard Williams, obviously, to slow down Hundley, who has really killed USC the last couple of years. And so the focus, and rightly so, has been on keeping him in the pocket, and when he gets out, having a way to slow him down.
Now, it's not just Hundley who can be used against USC. Hundley has a bunch of offensive weapons at his disposal, a running back and a couple of receivers who can also do damage to the USC defense.
You're right. I think, UCLA's offense is a little bit underrated. We focus on Hundley. Everyone focuses on Hundley, but quietly, Paul Perkins, the running back, is having a terrific year. He's right on the heels of USC's Javorius Allen in terms of the Pac-12 rushing title. So he's a guy that USC is going to have to account for.
Quarterback Cody Kessler, USC, has put together an impressive season statistically, and he's going to need to continue that for USC to have a shot against the Bruins. Tailback Javorius Allen is going to try once again to regain that status, rushing for 100 yards. He missed the mark last week. How do you think USC's offense gets going against UCLA?
Well, USC hasn't had a lot of problems getting going against anyone early. The problem has been in the second half, in the fourth quarter, sustaining that. So it's going to be on Kessler, who has had a marvelous year. 29 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, a great ratio. But USC, if they're in a position where they have the ball late in the game, they're going to have to control it. And Javorius Allen obviously is going to be a big part of that if they're going to win this game.
And finally, rivalry week. Steve Sarkisian said it himself. You throw out the records, you throw out the stats, you throw everything out because anything can happen in these types of games. With USC and the amount of distractions they've had this year and the kind of adversity they've had to overcome, do you think a game like this is almost a little bit easier for them?
I do. I think USC throughout the season, the Shaw situation has been hanging over them the whole year. Now it's resolved. He's back on the team. There have been multiple other incidents, and yet now here they are in the game that they hoped they would be in, playing for the Pac-12 South title. Some things are going to have to happen, obviously. UCLA controls its own destiny if it beats USC and Stanford. USC, though, has to win this game and then get some help from some teams beating Arizona State. But regardless, this is a game with championship implications.
And it's a game you can follow right here on the Los Angeles Times, so be sure to keep it on the Times for all the latest on USC football. And if you have any questions, be sure to email me or tweet at me, and I'll get them into a weekly USC Now mailbag. With Gary Klein, I'm Lindsey Thiry. We'll see you next time from the Rose Bowl.